Well, guys, you may notice that I have a different looking puppy around here lately, so let's talk about it. This little bundle of adorableness is Con. He is a Cane Corso male, and he is 10 weeks old today. So usually you see me with the Anatolian Shepherd dog puppies and dogs that I raise, so this is very new. So why did I decide to make the switch, and what does that mean going forward? Well, it doesn't mean that I don't have the Anatolians anymore. I definitely still do. That's a breed that I'm never going to get out of. But the reason why I made this addition, this little guy here, is actually I've been thinking about doing this for a couple of years now and have just been waiting for the opportunity to be able to make it happen. Some things kind of had to fall into place for me to be able to do this, and now's the time, and so I jumped. So we got this little guy from Indiana, and why did I choose this breed? First of all, I guess I'm just a sucker for really big, intense, powerful dogs. That just kind of seems to be my wheelhouse, where I like to kind of hang out and sit. And the Cane Corso just seemed like something that I felt like would be a good fit for me here. So one of the first things that I get asked here when people talk to me about the Anatolians is, by far, the majority of the reason why I turn down applications for the Anatolians is because people are looking for a dog that they want for protection, so they want a guardian breed. But the number one reason I turn people down is because they don't have livestock. So they want a very large dog. They want an intense dog. They want something that can guard their home, their family, their property, but they don't have livestock. So I end up saying, I'm sorry, it's not going to work, because the Anatolian is a working dog and it needs to have livestock in order for things to be successful with the breed. So let's face it, the state of this world is not getting any better. Things are not getting any safer. And so a lot of people want something that is a alternative to pew-pews. I have to be careful what I say, or else this will get taken down. That don't want to go that route. They just want a dog, for instance, as another security measure. And so I started thinking about, okay, what's a great breed? And I just started doing research. And the Cane Corso was one that popped up as an interest to me. And so the more research I did, and I'll be honest, it took a while to find a breeder that I felt was solid and was turning out animals that were very mentally stable as well as capable. So finally found a breeder that I really liked, trusted, and felt safe going through, and so went ahead and made that jump with this guy. So what is the next step going forward? Well, eventually, my hope is to add a female into this crazy mix, and hopefully be able to start our own line here of working Cane Corsos, and have that option available to people. One thing I had to laugh about was when I made the announcement of getting him, was the overwhelming amount of people, especially men, actually all men, said, as a woman, you shouldn't be owning a dog like that. That's too much dog for a woman. That it's just too much dog. It's too much dog, and you're going to end up getting hurt or worse, which, funny enough, is the same thing that I have a lot of men tell me about owning the Anatolians. Ridiculous. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. So some likenesses between the two breeds is obviously they're both very intense breeds of dog. They're both protection dogs. They're both very territorial. Intense is probably a really great word for it. And they're both very large. However, one funny thing, and I think going into this and having the Anatolians first was kind of a great warm-up, kind of a way to kind of tip your toes into the waters a little bit. But one thing, like, people were like, you're going to be amazed, like, how big this, when you get a puppy, how large. They're huge. I was like, okay, let's go. And so, like, he's the exact same age as the current Anatolian litter that I have right now. Khan here is 3 days older than my Anatolian litter. And I just weighed everybody. And he came in at, like, almost 20 pounds. My biggest Anatolian pup is 26. So the Anatolian overall is just a larger dog. When it comes to intensity, I would say equal intensity level. When it comes to bite force, the Anatolian, hands down, strongest bite force in the canine world. Anatolian bite force, I think, is like 723. The Connie, I think, is second place with like a 700 pressure per square inch of bite force. The Anatolian can do more damage. For just all the people out there that just like to go on and say how it's not safe, and that's all I'm going to say on that, because I'm kind of in a spicy mood today, so I'm going to try to be careful of just what I get into saying. But and again, it's very much how you raise them. It's very much the genetics that is behind them, and the respect that you teach them, and your workability together as a bonded pair. He's very bonded to me already. So, yeah. Other similarities that I can draw between the two is when I let him and my Anatolian pups out to play, for instance, huge differences. So he is he's very much an instigator. Like, he likes to start stuff with them. He doesn't realize that he's smaller. He doesn't really care that he's smaller. And he doesn't back down. He'll just continue and continue and continue. And he is very much an antagonizer. He likes to go out there and start stuff. And the Anatolians are just more of a chill puppy. They don't get the zoomies. They don't run around like they're crazy. They naturally are not mouthy. He's very mouthy. He likes to use his mouth a lot. So that's one thing that I really, don't put your teeth on me. Don't put your teeth on me. Never okay. But an ongoing struggle for him to learn to control that. The Anatolians are just more chill as puppies. Like, he'll push, and it takes a little bit before the Anatolian pups will kind of snap on him and be like, dude, what did I tell you? And then they'll just kind of pin him and hold him and be like, I'm glad we had this conversation. And then resume. So, differences in attitudes for sure from the very beginning, but I'm really enjoying this journey with him. He naturally likes to stick by my side more than the Anatolian puppies do. Anatolian puppies naturally like to wander and just check things out. From the time that they're babies, they just want to go, investigate. Where can I go? What can I learn and see? Where the Cane Corso here likes to be by my side all the time while still surveying, watching my back. So he's definitely already naturally like up my butt and checking things out. Where the Anatolian pups are more like, let's peruse and travel a little bit and check things out. And naturally already he's more stubborn, I would say, than the Anatolians are. Anatolian pups from like the get-go, recall, for now as puppies, is like on. I don't have to say it twice. They just are like, oh, mom's calling us, we better go. This guy here is like, oh, you're going to call me? That's nice. It's adorable, actually. So he's definitely a little bit more headstrong than the Anatolians are. So we're working through that. That's a big one. And again, the whole don't put your teeth on me business. And he doesn't do it to be mean. It's just like his way of like, pay attention to me. I want to play with you. So we're working through that too. But overall, great puppy. I love him. He's definitely a huge snuggle bug. Like, he wants to like constantly be by me. If he's not by me, he's whining and howling and crying. And so, but interesting, loving this journey, having a blast getting to know him, and we'll just continue the journey. And of course, I'll take you guys with me as we learn and grow together. And I'm crazy.